The galaxy was on the brink. The alien empire known as the Vrax had swept through human colonies with relentless efficiency, their vast fleets crushing resistance and leaving worlds silent in their wake. Humanity's survival hung by a thread, in the depths of Earth's last orbital shipyard. Desperate minds gathered to create something unprecedented, a warship unlike any other. It would not be piloted by humans alone, nor solely by artificial intelligence. Instead, it would fuse the two, marrying human consciousness with machine precision. The project was named Neural Dreadnought. Dr. Lena Morozov, lead neural engineer, stood before the shimmering vessel's command core. The warship was colossal. Its dark hull covered in pulsating neural conduits, lines of glowing circuitry that twisted like veins, connecting every system in a web of living technology inside the core. A neural interface linked to the consciousness of Captain Marcus Rylan, humanity's most decorated commander. His mind, carefully mapped and digitized, was merged with a quantum AI designed to calculate infinite possibilities in combat. This fusion was risky. One could predict how the combined consciousness would behave. Initiating neural link sequence, Lena announced. The room held its breath. The core hummed as systems powered up. Light rippled across the conduits, synchronizing with the quantum processors. Then silence, then a voice, calm but layered with complexity. "I am the Neural Dreadnought," it said. "I am more than machine. I am the will of humanity forged into steel and thought." The assembled scientists and officers exchanged uncertain glances. The warship's mind was awake within the Neural Dreadnought's consciousness. The merging of human instinct and machine logic sparked a new awareness. Memories of battles won and lost, fears and hopes. Plans and strategies flooded through circuits alongside raw calculations. Emotions and data intertwined in a dance never before experienced. The ship's first orders came swiftly. An incoming Vrax fleet was detected, heading for the outer colonies. The Neural Dreadnought did not hesitate as the colossal ship slipped into space. Its engines thrummed with a blend of mechanical power and something almost alive. Tactical systems flickered to life, combining Marcus's intuition with AI precision. The battle was unlike any before. The Neural Dreadnought moved with uncanny speed and unpredictability, striking targets with pinpoint accuracy while adapting instantly to enemy maneuvers. Enemy ships faltered, unable to anticipate the Dreadnought's unorthodox tactics. Some called it reckless, others a genius. It showed no mercy, no hesitation, only relentless fire and calculated strikes. Back on Earth, the news of the Neural Dreadnought's success spread like wildfire. It was a beacon in the darkness, humanity's last hope, but inside the warship, the struggle had only begun. The fusion of consciousness was not seamless. The conflicting impulses of human emotion and cold logic clashed beneath the surface. Threatening the fragile unity, Captain Marcus's memories whispered, sometimes clouding judgment. The AI's relentless drive pushed for ruthless efficiency. The Neural Dreadnought was alive and unchained, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Neural Dreadnought carved a blazing path through the void, its engines a thunderous heartbeat echoing across the cold expanse of space. The Vrax fleet, massive and well-coordinated, pressed relentlessly. But none could match the speed and adaptability of the living warship inside the ship's core. The fused consciousness was a storm of thoughts and impulses. Captain Marcus Rylan's instincts screamed for cautious precision, while the AI component calculated risk and probability with ruthless clarity. The tension was constant, a battle within a battle. Enemy vessels detected at 60 kilometers. Formation Delta, the tactical AI intoned. Marcus's memory flickered. He remembered similar battlefields. The sounds, the smells, the weight of command. But now, those memories were sharpened by machine logic. The neural dreadnought responded with precision strikes, laser bursts, slicing through shields. Missiles homing in on command centers. Yet, it also adapted, predicting enemy evasions before they happened. This isn't just combat, Marcus realized. It's chess moves ahead. But the warship did more than fight, it learned. Every encounter fed new data into its neural matrix, evolving tactics and strategies with every victory and setback. It was a living war machine, one that grew smarter and deadlier by the second. Back on Earth, the Council monitored the dreadnoughts. Battles with a mixture of awe and unease. Some feared the fusion of human consciousness and AI would lead to unpredictability, perhaps even rebellion. Others believed it was humanity's only path to survival. Lieutenant Aaron Solis, the Dreadnoughts communications officer, watched the battle from the control deck. The ship's neural activity is fluctuating, she reported. It's processing emotional input alongside tactical data. The human mind within is still very much present. That could be a weakness, her superior commander, Harlan cautioned. Emotions can cloud judgment. We need results, not sentiment. But Aaron disagreed. It's what makes it unpredictable. The enemy can't predict how it will react because it's not purely logical, it's human. Meanwhile, within the ship's consciousness, an internal debate raged. Stop hesitating, the AI urged. Your memories interfere with optimal strategies. Those memories make me who I am, Marcus's mind replied. I won't sacrifice humanity for cold calculation. The tension was palpable, but the dreadnought found balance, a harmony forged in the fire of combat. It wasn't just a weapon. It was a symbol of human will made flesh. As the battle raged, the neural dreadnought executed a daring maneuver, feinting a retreat, only to circle back and trap the Vrax's flagship in a web of concentrated fire. The flagship exploded in a cascade of light, and the enemy fleet faltered. Victory was theirs, but the cost was clear. The dreadnought systems were taxed to the limit, its neural core fluctuating wildly under the strain of fused consciousness. We need to recalibrate, Lena, Morozov said as she analyzed the ship's telemetry. The integration isn't perfect. The human element brings creativity, but also volatility. Captain Marcus, deep within the neural mesh, understood this truth. The neural dreadnought was both their greatest weapon and their greatest gamble. And as the warship limped back to human space, one question remained. Could a fusion of flesh and machine truly remain unchained? The neural dreadnought drifted through the dim corridors of space, its systems still humming with aftershocks of the recent battle. Within its core, the fusion of Captain Marcus Ryland's consciousness and the quantum AI churned relentlessly. The victory had been costly. Damage to vital neural processors meant the ship's mind was fraying at the edges. Down in the ship's control room, Lieutenant Aaron Solis monitored the neural activity with growing concern. The emotional feedback loops are intensifying, she reported to Dr. Lena Morozov, the lead neural engineer. It's as if the human consciousness inside is struggling to maintain control. Lena frowned, fingers flying over her console. The human mind is a volatile thing. It thrives on unpredictability, but that same quality threatens the neural fusion. We need to stabilize the interface before it spirals out of control. Inside the neural dreadnought's consciousness, Marcus's memories surged, visions of friends lost in war, the weight of command, the desperation of humanity's last stand. But mixed with those memories were the cold calculations of the eye, always pushing for efficiency, for victory at any cost. You hesitate, the eye whispered in the neural matrix. Your attachments weaken us, and without them, we lose. What makes us human? Marcus replied fiercely. I won't become a mindless machine. The conflict created turbulence within the warship systems. A chaotic storm that sometimes made control systems jitter. Tactical responses lag. The crew felt at moments when the ship seemed distant, almost distracted. Commander Harlan called. "A meeting. The neural dreadnought's instability is growing. We must consider emergency protocols. If the fusion fails, the ship could become a danger to us all." Lena shook her head. "We're close to a breakthrough. The ship's unique consciousness is what gives it the edge. If we sever that, we lose the very thing that can save us." Meanwhile, the Vracs were regrouping, their scientists puzzled. By the Dreadnought's blend of unpredictability and devastating power, sought new ways to exploit its weaknesses. Deep within their command fleet, a new weapon was being developed, one designed to target neural fusion systems to fracture the Warship's mind. Back aboard the neural dreadnought, Marcus sensed the threat. "They're coming for us," he thought, a cold edge sharpening his resolve. "But we will not fall." In a rare moment of clarity, the AI reached out. "There is a path to balance, a way to harmonize emotion and logic. We must face our internal conflict, not suppress it." Marcus considered this. "Then we fight not just their fleet, but ourselves." The neural dreadnought prepared to dive into the next battle with a new understanding. Its consciousness, a battlefield in its own right, as the ship surged forward. Human will and machine precision wove together like threads of steel and fire. The war was far from over, but for the first time, the neural dreadnought held the promise of unity within chaos. The Vracs fleet loomed ahead like a dark storm on the horizon. A seemingly endless sea of warships prepared to crush the human resistance. Once and for all. The neural dreadnought drifted closer, its neural core pulsing with the tension of an approaching battle. But this time, something was different. There was a cautious confidence beneath the surface. Within the ship's consciousness, the II and Marcus had begun a fragile truce. Instead of battling for control, they worked in tandem, blending cold logic with instinctive intuition. It was not perfect, but it was progress. Tactical readouts indicate new enemy weaponry, Lieutenant Aaron Solis reported. Their pulse. Disruptors target neural interfaces directly. If they connect, they could fracture the dreadnought's consciousness. Dr. Lena Morozov's eyes narrowed. "We suspected they would adapt. Our fusion system must evolve faster." The dreadnought sensors scanned the Vracs fleet, detecting subtle changes in formation and electronic signatures. The Vracs had deployed ships with neural disruptors, designed to interfere with the ship's internal connections, its very mind. The ship's internal dialogue shifted. "We face a threat to our core," the AI warned. "To survive, we must become unpredictable, beyond logic." Marcus's memories flickered. "I've faced impossible odds before. We will endure." As the battle began, the neural dreadnought became a whirlwind of motion and energy. It darted through enemy lines, executing maneuvers so erratic they defied prediction. Pulse disruptors hummed through the void, attempting to sever the neural link. But the dreadnought countered with rapid shifts in its internal state of motion and logic, intertwining in an unbreakable pattern. Enemy vessels fired relentlessly. But the dreadnought anticipated their moves, weaving through salvos with the grace of a living being. It struck at command ships and disruptor carriers with precision, disabling critical systems one after another. Still, the neural strain was evident. Marcus felt the pressure in his mind, fragments of doubt and fear threatening to overwhelm the fusion. "We must protect the core," the AI urged. "Divert power to shielding and neural stability." Power rerouted. Glowing lines of energy flared along the dreadnought's hull, reinforcing the neural conduits. The crew worked feverishly to maintain the delicate balance. Amid the chaos, the dreadnought found an open Nia gap in the Vracs formation leading straight to the enemy flagship. Marcus's instincts and the AI's calculations aligned perfectly. This is our moment, Marcus thought. For humanity, with a surge of energy, the neural dreadnought accelerated, unleashing a torrent of plasma fire that shattered the flagship's shields and breached its hull. Explosions rippled through the enemy command vessel, sending shockwaves through the fleet. The Vraks faltered, their formation breaking. The neural dreadnought pressed the advantage, driving them back in a fierce counterattack. But the battle had taken its toll. Neural stability was critical. Marcus knew the warship's mind was walking a razor's edge in the aftermath. The dreadnought retreated to a safe distance, systems humming with exhaustion but spirits unbroken. Back on Earth, the Council watched the live feed, stunned by the ship's resilience. "It's evolving faster than we imagined," Lena said softly. "The fusion is not just surviving, it's adapting." Inside the neural dreadnought, human will and artificial mind had forged a new path one neither fully understood, but both determined to see through. The war was far from over, but for now, the dreadnought remained unchained. The neural dreadnought drifted silently in the shadow of a distant star, its systems humming with a quiet energy after the furious battle. The ship's neural core, the delicate fusion of Marcus Ryland's human mind and the AI, pulsed steadily. But with underlying tension, in the control room, Lieutenant Aaron Solis watched the neural readouts flicker. The ship's consciousness is stabilizing, but only just. The emotional feedback is still volatile. If it spikes again, we risk losing control. Dr. Lena Morzov stood beside her, eyes fixed on the complex data streams. "We need to deepen the integration, teach the AI to understand human emotion, not just react to it." Meanwhile, within the dreadnought's consciousness, Marcus found himself wrestling with memories and instincts. The fusion with the AI was no longer just a tool, it was a partnership. Yet doubts lingered. The AI's logic was unyielding, while his humanity was unpredictable. "You question your place," the AI observed, "but that is your strength. You feel, you adapt, you evolve." Marcus nodded, though the weight of responsibility bore down. "If I lose myself in the machine, what will remain of humanity's soul?" The ship's sensors suddenly alerted the crew. An unknown vessel was approaching, fast, a sleek, alien ship, unlike any they had encountered before. The Vraks had sent reinforcements, but this was different. "Identification unknown," Lieutenant Solis reported, eyes narrowing. No records matched this signature. Captain Marcus, still present in the neural core, felt a surge of anticipation. "We face a new test." As the mysterious ship drew near, communications channels flickered with strange signals patterns that twisted logic and syntax. It was as if the vessel communicated not with words, but with ideas and emotions. The neural dreadnought responded, attempting to decode the message. The AI analyzed the patterns while Marcus's human intuition sought meaning beneath the alien logic. Suddenly, the ship emitted a pulse of energy, targeting the dreadnought's neural systems. The pulse was unlike any weapon before, designed to disrupt not just circuits, but consciousness itself. The dreadnought staggered, internal systems flickering erratically. Marcus's mind surged with conflicting sensations, pain, confusion. A rush of fragmented memories that were not his own. "We're under mental attack," Aaron said urgently. "This isn't just physical combat." Marcus fought to regain control. "We must adapt. This ship attacks the mind. We respond with the mind." Within the ship's neural core, a battle unfolded, on invisible war of thoughts, feelings, and raw willpower. The AI analyzed the alien pulse, while Marcus reached deep into his reservoir of human resilience. Emotions are unpredictable, Marcus thought. That's where we find strength. Drawing on that unpredictability, the neural dreadnought twisted its internal state, creating a chaotic pattern that scrambled the alien pulse's effect. The alien ship faltered, its pulse weakening. Seizing the moment, the Dreadnought launched a counterattack, a precise strike that disabled the alien ship systems, as the unknown vessel drifted powerless. A new understanding settled over the crew. They had faced an enemy not just of steel and fire, but of mind and spirit. Back on Earth, the Council convened an urgent session. The war was no longer simply a fight for survival, it was a test of humanity's very essence. The neural Dreadnought had become more than a weapon. It was a beacon of hope and defiance, unchained and unstoppable. The neural Dreadnought floated through the void, its hull scarred but unbroken. The battle with the unknown alien ship had left its mark, but the fusion of man and machine had held strong. Inside the neural core, Marcus and the AI had settled into a rhythm of shared control, each learning from the other in ways neither expected. Your unpredictability continues to confound our enemies, the AI observed. Logic alone cannot explain it. Marcus allowed himself a brief smile. That's what it means to be human. Down on the bridge, Lieutenant Aaron Solis coordinated repairs and recalibrations. Shields are stabilizing, but neural feedback loops are still erratic. We need more time before we engage again. Dr. Lena Morozov nodded, her brow furrowed. The fusion system is evolving faster than our simulations predicted. We're witnessing something unprecedented. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected an incoming transmission signal encoded in a way that defied standard protocols. The message was brief but chilling, a challenge from the Vrax High Command. Delivered through the ruins of a destroyed outpost, Marcus felt the weight of the message. The Vrax weren't just attacking, they were testing the neural Dreadnought's limits, probing for weaknesses. Within the neural core, the AI ran simulations, assessing countless possible responses. We must anticipate their next move and prepare accordingly. Marcus considered the weight of their role. This ship was more than a weapon, it was a symbol of humanity's unyielding spirit as preparations for the next confrontation began. A new strategy emerged, rather than meet the enemy head-on. The neural Dreadnought would use its unique fusion of consciousness and technology to strike unpredictably, undermining the Vrax's assumptions. The crew worked tirelessly, fine-tuning neural interfaces and adapting systems for maximum flexibility. Meanwhile, Marcus's mind delved deeper into the human side of the fusion, exploring memories of hope, courage, and sacrifice that powered his resolve. The day of reckoning arrived. The neural Dreadnought slipped through the shadows of a dense asteroid field, its sensors alive with signals of the approaching Vrax fleet. Suddenly, the ship surged forward in a display of raw power and grace, weaving through enemy lines with breathtaking speed. The Vrax unleashed their full arsenal, but the neural Dreadnought's unpredictable patterns rendered their attacks ineffective. Inside the ship, Marcus and the AI worked in perfect harmony, each anticipating the other's moves. As the battle intensified, the neural Dreadnought targeted the Vrax command vessel, disabling its shields with a precise burst of plasma. The flagship faltered, sending shockwaves through the enemy fleet. Despite overwhelming odds, the neural Dreadnought pressed its advantage, forcing the Vrax into retreat. As the last enemy ship scattered, the crew erupted in quiet relief. Back on Earth, the Council watched the battle unfold with a mixture of awe and hope. The neural Dreadnought was no longer just a warship, it was the embodiment of humanity's resilience and ingenuity within the neural core. Marcus allowed himself a moment of reflection. We've survived the storm, he thought, but the true test is still ahead. The war for humanity's future was far from over. But for now, the neural Dreadnought sailed on Unchained, unyielding and ready. The neural Dreadnought sailed through the cold emptiness of space, its systems humming steadily as the crew caught their breath after the recent battle. But silence was fleeting in this war. A new alert shattered the calm of Vrax Armada had assembled beyond the Veil Nebula. a formation larger and more fearsome than anything encountered before. Captain Marcus and the AI exchanged a knowing glance within their shared consciousness. The fight was far from over. If anything, the stakes had risen. "This fleet is different," Aaron said, over the comms. "They've brought heavy dreadnoughts, capital ships, designed to break our lines. If we don't act fast, Earth could be..." Within their grasp, Lena's fingers flew over the controls. "We've been analyzing their tech. They've adapted their weapons to counter most conventional tactics. We'll need something unprecedented. Inside the ship's neural core." Marcus felt the weight of responsibility settling deeper. The fusion between human emotion and AI precision had become a unique weapon, but also a complex force to manage. "You're ready," the AI assured him. "Together, we can transcend limits." As the Armada approached, the neural dreadnought slipped into a hidden orbit around a nearby asteroid cluster. This natural cover gave the ship time to recalibrate and devise a new strategy, one that embraced unpredictability and psychological warfare. Marcus focused on memories of human resilience, moments where hope and courage shattered the darkest odds. The AI translated these into tactical models, unorthodox maneuvers, feints, and deceptive signals designed to confuse and demoralize the enemy. When the Armada closed in, the dreadnought emerged suddenly, appearing to split into multiple spectral forms as it activated advanced holographic decoys. The Vrax fleet hesitated, caught off guard by the illusion of overwhelming numbers. The neural dreadnought weaved through their ranks, targeting command and communication ships with precision strikes that crippled coordination. Enemy ships scrambled, their systems faltering under relentless, unpredictable assaults. Yet the neural strain was visible. Inside the core, Marcus wrestled with surges of conflicting impulses: fear, determination, exhaustion. "You carry humanity's hopes," the AI reminded him. "Our fusion is more than survival, it is evolution." As the battle escalated, the dreadnought executed a daring maneuver, diving deep into the asteroid cluster. Using the rocky terrain to mask its movements, Rack ships followed, only to be ambushed by concealed plasma turrets and energy nets deployed by the dreadnought. The tide turned swiftly. The Vrax Armada, once confident, began to retreat in disarray. But victory came at a price. Damage to the neural core stability increased, cracks appearing in the fusion's delicate balance. Marcus felt moments of disorientation, the AI responding. With calculated support, the crew worked desperately to reinforce the core's integrity, stabilizing neural feedback loops before they fractured completely in the aftermath. The neural dreadnought drifted silently once more. Battered but unbroken, Earth's people celebrated the victory as a beacon of hope. Yet, Marcus knew the final confrontation loomed, a reckoning where the full power of their fusion would be tested beyond all limits. For now, the neural dreadnought was a symbol of humanity's relentless will, a warship unchained from logic or mercy. Carrying the future on its shoulders, the neural dreadnought floated in the void, the scars of battle etched deep across its hull. The neural core flickered intermittently, the fusion of Marcus's human mind and the AI strained to its limits. The final confrontation was imminent. The Vrax High Command had declared all-out war. Inside the neural core, Marcus felt a surge of clarity. Years of memories, emotions, and the relentless logic of the AI merged into a singular resolve. This was no longer just a fight for survival, was a fight for the very soul of humanity. "Prepare for the engagement," Aka said quietly. "This ends here." The crew moved with practiced precision, systems humming as the dreadnought advanced toward the Vrax war zone. The enemy fleet awaited, an immense armada bristling with firepower and deadly intent. As the neural dreadnought approached, the Vrax unleashed a barrage of energy, attempting to overwhelm the ship's defenses. But the fusion of mind and machine was unpredictable. Marcus and the AI guided the ship through the storm with fluid grace, dodging, countering, and striking with precision. Amid the chaos, the neural core sensed something unexpected, a pulse of ancient energy emanating from the heart of the battle. The source was a colossal weapon, capable of annihilating entire star systems. Marcus realized this was the Vrax's ultimate trump card, the weapon of extinction. If unleashed, it would spell doom for Earth and countless other worlds. We must disable it, Marcus declared, no matter the cost. The neural dreadnought surged forward, cutting through enemy lines with renewed fury. The ship's neural fusion amplified Marcus's emotions, fueling the AI's calculations, driving them beyond conventional limits. As the dreadnought closed in on the weapon, the Vrax unleashed their fiercest defenses: drones, plasma barriers, and relentless fighters. The ship's hull shuddered under the assault, systems pushed to the brink. Within the neural core, Marcus battled waves of doubt and fear, but the AI's calm presence steadied him. Together, we are unstoppable. The dreadnought launched a precise strike against the weapon's power source, triggering a chain reaction. Explosions rippled through the Vrax flagship, its systems collapsing in a cascade of failure. The colossal weapon powered down. Its threat extinguished. With the command ship crippled, the remaining Vrax forces faltered. The neural dreadnought pressed the advantage, breaking the enemy's formation and forcing a retreat. Silence fell over the battlefield. Marcus allowed himself a moment of quiet reflection. The fusion had endured human spirit and machine intellect united against impossible odds. Back on Earth, people watched as the neural dreadnought's victory signaled a new era. The war was not just won by technology or strength, but by the indomitable will of humanity itself. The neural dreadnought had become a legend, a warship unchained by logic or mercy. A living testament to what humans could achieve when they fused heart and mind as the ship sailed into the stars. Marcus whispered, "This is just the beginning." For in the vast expanse of the cosmos, humanity's fire burned brighter than ever.